Hi everyone, this is Andrea Tucker from BaltimoreGlutenFree.com and the Gluten-Free News Flash Briefing. I'm a health educator and I talk about everything gluten-free, from news to products to research, particularly for those who are gluten-free for medical reasons. I'm happy to be standing in for Daniel Hill. This is part 2 of how to grow your Instagram following through building your community. If you missed part 1, it aired yesterday. Definitely check it out if you missed it. Today I want to get really tactical. So here's some strategies that I found have been helpful to grow my community. And the primary one is really treating it almost like a personal relationship, each community member as almost a friend. So I will send DMs to people if I find that we have something in common, or I know something that would be of interest to a certain person because they might live in a certain area or for whatever reason have an interest in some information I have. I like to ask engaging questions, lots of times on Instagram stories, and then continue those conversations in direct messaging. I try to show up consistently on Instagram and of course add value by being of service to people with important information. I'm a health educator, so I do this primarily by providing health-related information, again, geared towards the gluten-free community. I like to spotlight community members too. Sometimes that means giving someone a shout out for finding, for example, a product on sale, or it could be something like an accomplishment, an award, or a speaking engagement, really offering my support to everyone in my community. Outside of Instagram, of course, I'm building collaborations whenever possible, but I remind people on other platforms to visit my Instagram account. I also put it in my email signature, in my newsletter, and I will occasionally mention my Instagram account on Facebook and Twitter as well. At in-person events, and I try to do a couple speaking engagements a year, as well as I have some in-person groups I lead. I mention my Instagram account as a great way to stay in touch. I offer them specific examples of how following me on Instagram will benefit them by giving them examples of the things I post. For example, sales on gluten-free products, research news, health updates, that type of thing. Lastly, whenever possible, I try to make a human connection with people in my community. If I know I'm traveling to a certain area, I try to link up with people in some way. Sometimes that means asking them for recommendations for safe places to eat, and sometimes that means actually meeting them in person, which has been really great. So to wrap up, no matter what your community is, think about each of the members in a personal way. Consider how you can foster the relationships you have in your community, and then reach out to people outside of your community too that can offer some type of benefit to your tribe. By building these relationships, your community will grow, and so will your number of followers. I hope you found this useful. Again, you can find me on Instagram at Baltimore Gluten Free, and also, again, my flash briefing is the Gluten Free News. Thanks so much and have a great day.